marker, bam. I've thought about what is a project that I really felt excited about or honored to work in or passionate. And it's gonna sound so cheesy what I'm gonna say, but I truly feel each job I've ever worked on, even when it's been really hard, challenging, they've all been fun. Because I got into this thinking, I want to be creative and I want to use my hands to create a piece. And that will be on a person, but makes it more fun for me. And it really, what I learned in the 14 years, working with a team is the coolest part. And it's a bit of, in my experience, we're all misfits. And all of a sudden we're part of this tribe, if you want to call it, that we're all in it together. You know, so if you have a call at 4 a.m., you're not the only one. And you show up and, you know, people are different personalities and you kind of understand where they're coming from eventually because you've all been working on this project for a long time and it becomes a bit like family.
This video was sponsored by MediaBox Camera. If you know me, I've worked with equipment and stage rental company MediaBox Camera and their owners for years, and they've been great partners on more productions than I can count. Based in Culver City, Los Angeles, they have a sizable collection of cameras, lenses, and AKS available to rent. If you're looking for camera equipment or space for your production, I can vouch for their team. And it just so happens that the video you're about to watch was shot on their stage. I've added a link in the description below for you to get started with MediaBox Camera.
There's not a favorite, but I will say there was a commercial I did for kids with leukemia, and they had no hair and they were young, and I thought that in itself was already difficult, but the whole project was the moms were going to surprise their child with shaving their hair. So I was a part of not shaving all these moms' hair off, and an unexpected emotion came of, you know, this is not just them taking their hair to match their child. It's like, we want you to see that we're all the same, and then making them look beautiful. I mean, I couldn't keep, there was no dry eye in that room. Everyone was sobbing because just the experience in itself was really moving. But every project feels really kind of, it sounds so cheesy, I know, but I thought about it and I just feel really lucky that I get to work with people that I now adore after all these years. It's like, it's family. Sometimes I see people on set more than I see my own friends and family. You know, it's how it works. It's a blessing. Yeah, I get a lot of calls actually in, hey Monica, we can't hire you because there's no budget, but can you give us some suggestions? And I always say, buy a translucent powder, which is just basically a powder that you throw on to your T-zone. And you know, whether you have the actor do it themselves or you teach a PA, get a brush and, you know, tap the face, like pat the face, you get that going. If you can find, I like to use a product called, I'm not sponsored by anyone, but there's a product called Tancho, and it's this gel from Thailand, and basically it just gets rid of all the fuzzies. I'm sure I have a million fuzzies right now, but you know, basically you always kind of want someone to be de-shined and clean up the hair. And if you can't have a makeup artist, just make sure you have that powder and you have that gel to take away. It changes everything. And a little bit of chapstick, because people are usually dehydrated, so you just throw some on the lips and it makes most shots look really beautiful. A powder and a gel takes you very far, as long as you apply it well. So when I have women and men come to me and say, I want to be a makeup artist. What does it mean? What do I need to do? How do I do it? I always start with learn to be adaptable. Learn to have boundaries, but also learn people. Really understand humans, and how we work. We're sensitive beings, and often more than we actually display. Especially in film, I think a lot of insecurity kind of pops up because there's a camera in front of your face and there's these bright lights, and the crew is running around doing 10 different things at the same time. Understand them too. Understand every single role on set. Up to the producer, down to the PA. I often say, if you switch it around, that hierarchy, and you make the PA the most important person to the producer the least, it needs to be equal, because we are all the same on set. We're all trying to get to the same goal differently, but when you go in and you think, my job is just to make someone look good, you are already failing, because you're not covering the bases of the energy around you. And sure, maybe it sounds hippy dippy or too spiritual, but for me, the only way I've been able to, not the only way, but a way I've been able to succeed in my career is because of the sensitivities, because of the understanding what the AC does, because of the understanding of, when a grip is placing equipment here, and if I'm stepping on cords and walking into the shot, or, I'm just acting like my job is to make you look good and that's it. It doesn't work. It doesn't work because there's no flow there. So sure, be a great artist, but more than anything, be a great individual when you show up. The entire day revolves around preparing, it's setting up for the talent to perform. And if they are in a foul mood, because maybe you started in a foul mood, it trickles down. And when that trickles in a negative effect, you're in big trouble. If you can't understand what that means and you only want to make people look good, then maybe I only do stills. You have to understand your level of compassion or lack of compassion. Whatever it is, none of it is bad. It's only a negative when you can't absorb what is really needed, if you can't give more than take. When I'm training assistants, my whole goal is, I really want you, I know that you're a good artist. I know that you can make someone look good. But what I really want is for you to dig deep and figure out what it is that you can do to give to the rest and not take. And my assistants are always like, what? This is like so weird. What are you asking me to do, Monica? And it's don't be just a face. Don't just show up pretty. Don't just show up in the all black and all professional, ready to go. It's really show up for everyone and for yourself, and do your best. Do your damn best. That will make a difference, and that will make the whole day, week, month even more beautiful. I can guarantee that to my assistants every time. And anytime I felt challenged, where it's like, this is a hard day, I'm really feeling challenged emotionally, physically, there's this idea where it's kind of a cush job being a makeup artist, or it's glamorous, because a lot of the times we get thrown in to the talent world because you're with them all day. And if they get the special sandwich, often you're in that room, so you get that special sandwich, but it's also kind of, you're trying to keep that level high all the time. So your energy, by the end of the day is probably a little low. but it's about pushing through. Whenever I say, I don't think I have it in me anymore, I think I am exhausted, I mentally can't go there, I physically, my feet are killing me, I look around, so is everyone else's. If I can't do it, then don't show up. Have someone else do it, because there's money on the line too. It's easy when it's not your money, right? But it's someone's money, so don't waste people's time. Adapt. That's the rule for me. That's it. Learn as much as you can, especially in something that you have passion for, and give it your all. And have fun. You're not saving lives, you know. This role that one plays is where people go and feel pampered and feel loved and adored and respected, and there's different levels of positivity of why you go into that room, and bring it. Why wouldn't you? You know, it's not just art. It's the whole package. At least for me it is.
Going off Walkie.